meeting is now being recorded.
Good afternoon, Derby agents. This is Kevin Shady calling you and joining you on this conference call from beautiful Louisville, Kentucky, where we've got some great football games in line for Cardinal fans on Fridays and Cats fans with the old ball coach Spurrier coming into town, and we got all kinds of good stuff going on the college football scene. And if you're a college football fan, you're going to love this weekend with all the top 20 matchups that are going on. And for you baseball fans, I'm sorry to tell you, but the Giants are looking tough and they're looking good, and the Royals are going to be in the World Series, and it's going to be a fun time, good time had by all. But I digress, because you're not here to listen to me talk about sports. You're here to talk about Voyport and our international wireless international roaming solution. And we've got all kinds of folks from Team Voyport on the line, including Liz Davenport. And Liz, if you would go ahead and get us started, we'll be ready to get going.
Thanks, Kevin. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for taking the time out this afternoon to hear about some of the things that we're doing, and I'm looking forward to sharing some new things and new ideas with you. I do have 3 other members of the team on here with me. One of those is Dave Johnson, who you all have met before. Some of you will have met Ethan Castillo in the past. He has been around for a while and has indeed met some of you out there in Ohio. And then lastly, new to probably most of you, is Jay Ferrara, who is based up in New England, and he is new to this team, but he's very experienced in this space and very experienced in this area. Okay, so let's get started.
Hey, I hear some feedback going on there. Someone might need to mute their line.
All guests have been muted.
Liz, can you hear me?
There we go. Kevin, I'm hearing you fine, and thanks for the mute on everyone else.
I couldn't figure out who was doing the feedback, so everybody, just so you know on this call, your line has been muted. And Liz, so when you know that, don't ask for people to give you responses, because they can't until you're done with your presentation now.
Sounds great. Thanks. So guys, this is going to be a pretty short and sweet presentation. I'm based in Philadelphia. You can tell that by my South Philadelphia accent here. And I'm not going to keep you very long on the presentation. We've got some really important and exciting things to tell you. And then we can open up for questions and hopefully go and all do some business together. So for those of you who don't know us, or for those of you who were here last time we did a call, just a quick reminder of who we are and what we do. We are an app for the iPhone and the Android. And what we do is allow people to communicate globally in a way that is really seriously cost effective. Our savings for them are up to 80% over the carriers. And one of the things that's really, really interesting from us is that we don't care where you are. We really, really don't care where you are. So calling to North America is a 25-cent deal. Imagine you're in China for a second or two and you're calling America. There is no way you'd be calling at that rate. Absolutely no way. So we are really exciting, and we can absolutely guarantee our savings. We can take you through all of that in detail over time. So who's buying this? Well, actually, this is Informa Telecom and Media, and there's a couple of other people around. The Temia group are another group who'll prove out these numbers. But basically, the business market is really overtaking the leisure market considerably, and there is a huge billion-dollar market out there that we all can take a share in. So literally, the numbers are in the millions. I mean, if you can imagine one person who's taking a business trip and it's costing about $750 per person per business trip, that's an immense amount of money for organizations who truly have international road warriors. Our equivalent price on that is actually at $145 instead of this $750. So you can see that pretty quickly people are really able to see big savings, and it's a great thing for you guys to be able to take into your existing customers and resell in there. And another thing that's really clear about this is that if you're on our network, you can call anybody else on the network free of charge. So two of you are in France together, or one of you's in France and one of you is in China, you can call each other with no price whatsoever taking place there. And when you hear these horror stories about, well, I didn't realize how much I was running up when I was abroad and now I've got a $10,000 bill. We even heard about a $50,000 bill once, but I don't know if that is really apocryphal. But you certainly do hear of the horror stories in the thousands. So the ability to bring that down to $145 on the average business trip is pretty impressive. Also, we don't need anybody to change their SIM card. It's the same telephone number. You don't need to give out a new phone number. You don't need to change your SIM card. You just literally forward your standard cell phone number to your Voyport number, and then everybody else in the world can reach you in the same way as they always do. So for people who are frequent travelers, they don't even need to think about this. And of course, we can make sure that everybody gets all of the details they need and where that is and who spent it and what they did and what business trip they were on. Okay, so a quick idea about the sort of buyer that you're talking to. From our experience so far, they tend to be the corporate buyer, somebody who's being tasked with taking costs out of the business. And obviously the things that they are most involved in is how do I reduce costs, how can I know what those costs are going to be, and also the user buyer. And this actually is the person who gets on the plane and goes. And the things that they really want is that it's really, really simple and they can carry on business in the way that they always did. One of our users is one of the senior professors at Fox Chase Cancer Center, and he did a 6-week sabbatical he was out in Israel and needed to come back and join in conference calls and do standard things. By using our product, it wasn't just a question of being able to keep in touch with people, but he could join the weekly conference calls that obviously you would miss if you're away for an extended period of time like that. Okay, so why would you sell Voyport? Well, first of all, it's a really, really easy sell. Frankly, it's as you talk to people about it, they immediately get around to, well, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? And that really leads us very quickly into people who are prepared to come onto the network, give it a try, make sure that it takes place. It is a really nice short sales cycle. There's 3 key points. We're going to save you a lot of money. You're going to get 7x24 real live technical support, and you can talk to anybody else on the network free of charge. We'll give you some more sales points other than that, but those are the really 3 big ones to hit on. And what happens with this is that the revenue and therefore, of course, commission increases really quickly. The little chart that I've got here is just showing what happens over a period of 6 months, bringing a customer on at any one customer a month on. And we can talk about those, and I can show you the numbers and how we got to those. But you can see very quickly that that is mounting up. And the numbers do exactly that. They mount up month after month, which is exactly how your commission does as well. So you'll be able to talk to Kevin and Shem about exactly what those numbers are and how you can see those work through. Okay. Because it's the end of the year, obviously we want to have things move on as quickly as we possibly can. So those 2 incentives last between now and the end of the year, and I'll talk about those in detail for a second or two. For your customers, between now and the end of the year, they will only need to pay for any usage that they have, and that doesn't count usage that is on our network for 2 people who are on our network. So they're getting at least 50%, maybe as much as 80% savings between now and the end of the year, and we will waive any of the monthly fees that are applicable for that same period of time. For you guys, anybody who achieves billing of at least $20,000 between now and December the 15th, so that we can get you paid this side of the end of the year, will receive a $1,000 incentive. The other thing that we really want to do is to get people on our network. That's something that we're really focused on, and something that means a lot to us. So for the person who onboards the most users in that set time period, we're also going to add in another $500 bonus on there. So that might sound like a lot, but believe me, once a user starts billing, those costs ramp really, really quickly, and 3 customers could deliver that $20,000 level between now and the 15th of December. So it's really not a big deal once you start selling. So we're here to help, and that's the main feature of the call that we want to get to today. We're here to help, and I've kind of split into 2 how we can do that. From a pre-sales perspective, we're going to help you guys get leads, and I'm going to go into that in quite a bit more detail in a second or 2. We're here to do your sales pitches. Jay and I will do the sales pitch for you. We're here to help close customers. We're here to help them come on board. We'll get them into the customer trials. We've got lots of materials, and I'll take you through the details of that as well, to help people get interested and keen on the product. Post-sales, this is where Ethan really comes in. He'll help with onboarding the clients, teaching them how to use the application, training them how to use it, getting them in touch with the right people for any service and support that they need, and making sure that their experience using our product is as good as it possibly can be, because we've got the team there to support. And once he's got those first users who are in and happy, he will help the user base in every customer grow. And that's how we all can get to increase revenues, increase commissions. So we absolutely have split up who does what, how they do it, and we can make sure that the follow-up is clean, clear, and perfect with every single user. In addition to Ethan being there, we also have a fully 7x24 by 365 help desk. So anybody who is traveling, they just have to dial a 703 number from wherever they are in the world, and they will speak to somebody who can help them. And that is one of the things that makes a really big difference for us. We don't talk about us being an application, we talk about ourselves as being a service, because we are always there for our customers. Absolutely always. So next, what is it that we would like? We would like you to consider one of your customers. Before I get on to that one, we'd like you to sign up for the service. Give it a go. We actually use the service internally all the time. Various of us, Dave has been out to China with it, other people, I've been in Europe with it, we've been all over with it to make sure for ourselves that we're happy using the service and that it does the things that we say. We'd love you to do exactly the same thing. Give it a go. Make sure you're comfortable with it. Then we'd like you to think of one of your customers who has the potential for 25 users. That number 25 is a somewhat arbitrary number, but the point is we don't want one person in the organization, because who are they going to talk to? So if you ask a customer for 25 and then we get 15 of those, we get a really good trial and people are really seeing it and really see the value that they are going to get from this application. We'll do the pitch for you. We'll come in and we'll work with the customer. We'll do the pitch. It's pretty simple. It's usually even shorter than today's presentation, you'll be glad to know. And it's a really easy close, because the close is, will you try it? And often, 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes, we will. And then Once we've got one customer going, you're happy with it, they're happy with it, work through the program that I'm about to tell you about as to how we can generate leads for you and how we can see business coming in for all of us. So our lead program, we have gone to quite a bit of trouble to pull together a detailed lead program that nurtures leads from totally cold to something warm that we can all sell to. We have made it as simple as possible, but we have absolutely got a nurturing process in there that we rate a customer a suspect as they come through to become a customer. Whatever we do is segregated and it is distinct. If they are your leads, they remain your leads and they'll never get mixed up with anybody else's and we'll never do mass bombings to them, they're yours. To that end, it will be customized with your branding. So your particular organization, it will be emails from you. Any landing pages that we'll do, I'll talk about what a landing page is branded as you. You're the front and center behind this. We're behind you, being the follow-up, doing some of the work, making this happen for you, but ultimately when the sale comes, it comes to you. It's your sale. So this is not as complex as it looks. It's just an idea to try and get you the sort of things that we do to move somebody from suspect to sale. We have a group of people, whoever that base data is. It could be some people who are specific from the leads that we have, from the list that we've purchased. If you are particularly good in education areas, or you're particularly good selling to lawyers, or you're particularly good selling to the oil companies, for example, we segregate a base area of data like that, and then we do some sort of opening action to them. And then depending on how they respond to that, they may end up on any of these options. And depending on that response, we weight it. So let's say, for example, that we talk to somebody, we send somebody an opening action that is talking about savings. And what they click on in that opening action is more about savings. Then potentially what we do is send them a deeper email about savings. But if they don't click on that, if they click on watching the YouTube video, for example, they've headed off to our webpage, then the thing that we do from there might be send them somewhere different. But the point is that this person shows interest and we respond to the interest that they show and we take them through a process. Now, at any time, somebody can drop out as being a sales call. And we say, right, this guy has got himself to the point where he's a 10 in our scale. He is worthy of a sales call because we know we're going to close him. We know this guy is interested. He stayed with us long enough. He hasn't opted out. And the whole rationale behind this is that we as salespeople, we get warm sales leads instead of trying to cold call people and never getting anywhere with it. So for anybody who doesn't know what a landing page is, a landing page is a specific web-based page branded to you where somebody lands on that page because they've clicked something that they're interested in specifically. So it could be about 7x24 support. It could be about savings. It could be about free peer-to-peer calling. Whatever it happens to be, they hit somewhere where we know exactly what that is. And obviously we can direct them to any of those options at any particular time. So for anybody who wants more on that, reach out to me after the presentation and I can show you some examples of landing pages. I'll show you how it would work for you, and we can talk about how that will get us from somebody that we think might buy to somebody who's really worth us spending our sales time on. So, you might have noticed that there's been a new logo on here. If you came across us before, we've basically rebranded the entire business. During the course of this month, we'll be launching a brand new website. There's a new logo in the corner there, and we're working that through all of the materials and everything that we can do. There is on YouTube a super video which actually talks about the value prop and why people should take a look at it. And you will get a copy of this presentation afterwards, And the big blue line underlined there is a hyperlink which will take you directly to the YouTube video. In addition to that, we have a great presentation deck which will take somebody quickly through the areas that I've highlighted as being our best ones. It will show them savings against the big carriers. It will show them the costs that they will incur. It's an entire thing. They won't need anything else. We have competitive analyses against all of the against the big competitors and some of the smaller ones. We talk about features and functions. We can give you comparative pricing. We've got infographics that you can use for mail campaigns. And we've even got the text of email campaigns if you don't want to join in with what we're doing or want to do it for yourself. We can just provide you the text and you can go away and run your own campaigns as you need to. These things are available now. You can have the entire set. You can have the bits that you think are important to you. Just let us know what it is that you want. And as we follow up from here, you'll immediately get this presentation to kick you off. So how to reach us? There's the team. You've seen all of the guys there. I'm not quite sure where my email isn't on there, but obviously I'm edavenport@voyport.com. You have everybody that you will need. Jay will help sell. I will help sell. Ethan will bring people onto the system, get them using it, get them used to it. And I promised you I would be short and sweet this afternoon, so that is the last of my slides. And I will open for any questions. And once again, thanks for your attention this afternoon.
Okay, so I'm going to start off the questions, and then I'll unmute everybody's lines, but I'm not quite sure what we're going to get, kind of feedback we're going to get, so I want to get a couple of questions in. Liz, when you sign up, can you kind of take us through the process of what it takes to get signed up, and then also the monthly fee? How much is that? And I understand that, and I hope the agents caught that you guys won't be billing the monthly fee, but how much is it? And so that people understand that it's a nominal fee, right?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yep. So let me take those two questions one at a time. Signing up could not be easier. Getting the service could not be easier. There's only one thing that the user needs, and that is a corporate ID, which we will provide. And the reason for the corporate ID is so that we can provide back accurate billing and make sure that you guys are getting the commissions that you need. Once you've got the corporate ID, two things happen. One is that you go to a website, which is the sign-up website. You put in your corporate ID. You put in a credit card, because obviously we're going to be against a credit card. That can either be a personal one or an organizational one. We really don't mind. Once you've done that, your system is activated. The second step is that you go ahead and you download the app from either the Play Store or the iTunes app, the Apple Store as well. And once you've got that, you are good to go. Our team will then kick in and make sure that you are, our support guys will contact you and make sure that you're in the system and everything's fine. We'll talk people through anything that they need. We, of course, have things like a user guide, but honestly, everybody knows how to make a telephone call, and this isn't rocket science. The single biggest thing that people usually want to know is, how do I forward my phone? That's in the user guide. Single one-pager that tells everybody how to do that, or of course we can talk somebody through it. So it's a really, really simple process. All the users that we've had do it, we had the first couple where we talked them through the process, but in actual fact for months now we haven't done that. We've just allowed people to go ahead and do it for themselves. So that's the simple way of doing it. And then the second question that you had there, Kevin, was, and what's the monthly fee? It's entirely nominal, guys. It's $10 a month. So it's once people are out there using the system, they won't even notice that. And we counted that into the savings when we averaged out the savings over our product for a month against everybody else's business trip costs. So there's nothing in there that's hidden.
Hey, Liz,
Yeah. Hi, Sherm.
Sherm Henderson here. Now, first of all, would like to compliment you and the entire organization on putting together one of the most creative and educational presentations on our Thursday calls. I also want to compliment Dave Johnson on what he is accomplishing here. I think our agent base is ever present and continues to grow. You've made it very easy and very simple by your presentation. You made the agents really, it can almost start out in the beginning. I don't like to necessarily use this word, where you'll walk all the way through with them. They can do referrals into you and Jay and Dave, and that is really unusual at this point in time. I love the idea of the kind of training you're going to do, and I want to really say to all the agents out there, wow, this is something that really is being embraced, especially the size of this market. I don't know for a fact if the agents knew that this business is as big as it is, and it's only expected to double or triple in the next 5 to 10 years. So you know what that's doing right now. So my kudos to you on a great presentation, and I'm saying this a little bit before some of the other questions, just to make sure that all the agents that are on here and that the people that hear this after this call who pick it up understand how good this product is. Thanks a million.
Thanks, Sherm. Appreciate
All
it.
guests have been unmuted.
Okay, so I've unmuted everyone's lines. I don't hear any feedback going on. So does anyone have a question?
You sure you unmuted them?
Yes, I did. Hey, Liz, while I'm waiting for others to hop in, you mentioned that everyone on your team utilizes the Voyport service today. So it's not just necessarily for international calls then.
So where you see the real benefit is for international calls. And I don't know if you know, but we have some of our team in Canada, so we are doing international calls. But yeah, we use it between ourselves. Users on the network don't incur any charges, so somebody who didn't want to have their local cell phone bill hit could use it. We could certainly see that. And then the other thing that also happens is for people who are here in the U.S. to call people who are elsewhere. It's not just for people who are traveling who you'd want to use it. Think also of the people who have to contact people traveling. Even if that's family, it makes it really cost effective to talk to home and wish the kids good night at 25 cents a minute. It makes a great deal of difference for the traveler themselves. So yeah, you can use it all over the place, and there's truly no limits on it.
We did get a question from Sabina, and she typed it in and said, what is the minimum size company for this to really make sense?
So, Sabina, actually the answer is it's the travelers themselves. I mean, we have definitely made the decision that what we are is a business tool and not not an individual tool. We've definitely gone there. But honestly, so long as it is a company that's there and they have got a number of people who are traveling, then it makes sense for them, simply because this is a place where they are spending a lot of money, and it's definitely a place where they are not taking advantage of the ability to talk backwards and forwards if you can't do it, because it's going to cost too much money on your cell phone. If you have to travel once a month and you need to talk to people back here, it's worth your while doing it. From our perspective, we are looking for organizations who have multiples of travelers. So, if 25 people is about 5 to 7% of the organization, that gives you an idea of the size that we're sort of looking for.
And actually, as you mentioned, it can be just any individual traveler too. If an executive or board member is going to be abroad, it would be an easy and simple way for them to do to be able to communicate back home as well as throughout the other international countries using the Voyport service, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay, folks, one thing, too, I want to point out is if you look at the incentives on there, the incentives for your customer is waiving that monthly fee and getting 50 to 80% off of their international calls. They're waiving that fee through the balance of the year, so get them in, get them using it, so there's no risk. They're not risking anything. They don't make a call, they don't pay for anything. You know, if they make a call, they're going to save, you know, half up to 80%. So why would they not do that? The other is the incentive for you. And the reason we've got that down as for 12/15 is that's a Monday before Christmas, and we'll know who qualified for these incentives that Monday from Voyport. They're going to pay Derby, who will pay you guys before the end of the week, so you'd have that money available. $1,000, $1,500 to the top winner. You'll have that money available to help knock off some of those Christmas gifts I know you're going to have to pay for. So understand that they've got a great promotion in front of you for you to take advantage of, and I hope you do to the fullest extent. And Dave and Liz, I appreciate you guys putting that together for our Derby agents.
Absolutely, we're excited to pay it.
Okay, do we got any questions out there?
Yeah, this is Andrew Meltzer. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Great presentation, guys. Really enjoyed it. Are there some accounts that are off limits at this point? Any enterprise or affinity groups that are off limit?
No, sir. Go for it.
Okay, good. Yeah, the mind starts to think where we could go with this. It's a great product.
I'm really happy that that's where your mind's gone. Tell me how I can help you get them.
Okay. Well, I'll do that sidebar to this conversation.
That's great, Andrew. Thanks.
Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Just to give you an idea, Kevin and I called on one of the largest corporations in America. We have it being beta tested right now, and I'm delighted to tell you that the fellow that's using it loves the service. And I was a bit surprised, number one, not because Voyport wasn't in there, but they had not ever thought about attacking the roaming charges situation where they're located in approximately 80 countries. So this product, and I think if I were you, and I'm only answering it as I've done things, I wouldn't have any fear about calling anybody. There is nobody off limits. We're going to put people off limits by selling to a lot of these big companies. U.S. Network's made 1, 2, 3 presentations, and I know they're on here, and ACC has made a number of presentations, so it's in the works. There's a lot of action going on, as I call it, but there's nothing that's off limits, other than if you call somebody and there's somebody already in the door.
Got it. Okay.
I'm just trying to answer that because they didn't, you know, I mean, I know the couple big accounts that they got. We have no shot of getting in those places.
Okay. You guys are based in Philadelphia. Did I hear that?
I'm based in Philadelphia. The company is actually based in Tysons Corner, West Virginia.
Okay.
Virginia.
I'm all of an hour and a half from Philadelphia, so probably call.
Well, that's it then. We can do some hours. That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Great idea.
I'm right out of Cape May, New Jersey, so it takes me about an hour and a half to get up there.
Offline.
Yep. Thank you.
Come on, guys.
I'm done.
All right, we got any other questions out there? Okay, Liz, any closing comments?
Just thanks to everybody for their attention. Please don't hesitate. We will follow up after this for sure, but please don't hesitate. We're there to help.
Absolutely.
And thank you for your attention today.
And Liz and Dave and the rest of the team, again, reiterate what Sherm said. Appreciate you guys putting this together and getting on the calls and helping us understand, what the solution is and how it can be very valuable and cost savings for our clients, and how we can also make money in that as well, and leverage those existing relationships that we have with our clients and generate additional revenue. So with that, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We did about 35 minutes today, and we're going to try and keep it to 30 to 40 minutes and let you get back to your busy selling day. And if you have any questions about Voyport or any of our other solutions partners, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, Sherm or Mike, and we'll be glad to point you in the right direction or get you the support that you need for you and your clients. With that, I appreciate everyone taking the time, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.